Art students, today we will be going over gesture drawings and poses, or more like how I approach doing gesture drawings and poses. So let's get to class and get started. All right, so before I begin, it's not a request, but it's something that came up. I was reading my comments, thinking about what I was going to do for my next video. I kind of had something in mind, but I wasn't sure. But then somebody asked me he would like to see how I approach my quick gesture drawings and poses. So I'm going to tell you, I approach it slowly and quietly so that I don't scare it and it doesn't run away. But no, so I decided I'll do some gesture drawings and, a pose, or maybe not a pose, and kind of show you guys how I do it and talk a little about doing it, because everybody does, poses and gesture drawings. And the first thing you do, especially gesture drawings, is you don't want to try to make it perfect. It's not going to come out perfect because it's just a gesture drawing. And when I draw, number one, I always start out with the torso. I'll do the torso first, which is an oval. But I digress. Let me go back to the beginning because I want to do a whole video on this. And this is going to be for you guys that do beginner artists, and I want to get back to some action poses too, because I have had some people say, you're going to get back to that. And yes, I am. So the way I look at a body is I look at it as a puzzle. There are different pieces and you put these pieces together, let's say a block puzzle, and you can turn it and twist it and make different forms from that puzzle. So the body pieces are this is your oval, which is your torso, which is what I always start out with, unless I'm drawing a big face and just some shoulders, and that would be comic stuff. Then I would do my waist, which is just that piece. My hips. Was that my hips? This is my hips. I get those two mixed up. I don't know why. So I have these three shapes stacked on top of one another. Then I'll do my center line. The center line can come up. I do my T on my cross. A V right here, and that's going to determine where my neck is. A lot of you guys who have been with me for a while already know this, but these are for the new people that have joined in. Then I'll do the oval for the head, and the chin will come down to this point right here most times, unless he's looking up or looking away. From here, I'll do the circle, another circle. These are your delts, because your collarbone actually comes around and up, really. It's like the handlebars to a bicycle, but I just do them straight because it's easy, because you're going to cover that up most of the times anyway. And then he's got to be a little longer because they're almost chest length. And then the arms, which I did a video on. Arms are just ovals from that circle, that circle. And then cone like an ice cream cone. Chop it off or cut off that piece, and then you have your hand right there. And this is all the pieces. I haven't done the legs yet before I say this is all the pieces that you need. Oval and cone. Chop it off where you want your wrist. Put your hand there. Now, same thing here, the same three shapes. You're going to do your oval, a little fatter. You're going to do your circle, which is in reverse, and then you're going to do your cone. Chop it off where the foot goes, and the foot is half of a triangle. Here's the triangle, like that. Chop that in half a foot, because the inside of the leg, you can actually kind of almost draw it straight, and it straight comes down, and this is that other side of the triangle, like that. Same thing with this one. Now, the problem is, there are two things with beginner artists. I don't want to say young, because a lot of people that are older want to start drawing at an older age, because maybe it was inside them for so long, and now maybe the kids are grown and retirement age, and you've had that story in you for years, and you want to learn how to draw just to put it out, at least put one book out. The problem is, I don't know, when I gave that long example, I forgot what I was going to say. The problem is, we proportion. A lot of times we don't know where the proportions go, how long the arm is, how long the leg is. And that's kind of like a practice thing, a practice. You have to do it over and over and over till you kind of get it right. But I would say, let me get a little dummy real quick. One of my little guys real quick. Let's use the black guy, the black dummy. I don't use him too much because, I don't know, I just don't use him too much. I was saying, I'm just using this to give you that example. Stand in front of the mirror, like somebody asked about where does the elbow go? The elbow is usually right at the belly button. I should have used the tan one, but hopefully you can see this. It'll come out better. Usually around by the elbow. The elbow comes out right around with the belly button. The wrist will stop at the crotch, the bottom of the crotch. Usually that wrist is right there. And you give a big hand, a little hand. This and this part will be the same length. This will be the same length. Remembering the elbow is right around the belly button, same length. You don't want to make the neck too big. This is why I have this here, this right here, and it comes this circle. And then the V is right here, neck comes up, and the chin is like right at that circle. You can make it a little longer if you choose, but it's your character. You do what you have to do. Same thing, this and this are the same length. So you can't have this real long, this real short, unless you're doing that type of character. And then the rest is kind of like, you have to kind of figure it out yourself. You know, how long you want the torso, how long you want the waist and this, because every artist is different. So on that note, you have these three. You master these three shapes, learn to stack them. That's just like if I took a ball, let's say ball and a cylinder, and I stacked it on top of one another, and I was looking at it from the up angle. So, you know, ball is not going to, or circle is a ball. Ball's not going to change its shape. And then I stick the cylinder on the bottom of it. It's going to be like that. Same thing with learning to do that. If I took it from another angle, and I took the cylinder, and I stuck it on the side of it, it's going to look like that. So you're going to have to learn how to stack these pieces on top of one another and turn them. So whenever I go do gesture drawings, and a lot of times gesture meaning like, you know, quick like this, I don't do that anymore because I kind of know what I'm doing. But if I'm going to do that, like I say, I'll only in comics. Let me pull this out while I have it. Let me just my sheet out. You know, these are quick drawings right here. These are, because this is square. This is, I did a little extra detail, but this is how I do my quick sketches here, like that. So I know what I'm doing when I'm drawing it. I know what position I want. The only thing is you have to know where your camera angle is going to be. So if I'm going to draw this guy, am I going to have you, the viewer, looking right here? From your eye line is here. Is your eye line here? Is your eye line down here? So that's the only hard part about doing positions. But as far as gesture drawings, it depends on what kind of turn I want. So like if I'm going to have the person like leaning over, I'll start with that. Then I will do this, have my torso, then my waist, then my hips, you know, and also it depends on how much is this person turning. So I'll have to throw that in. And of course, if you know, if they're leaning down, you're going to see the top of their shoulders like this and that. When I do this, I'm always pretty much right on the ball. And since this is going in, you're going to have to suck it in right there and bring it out here. So if I did this, then I'm going to have that roof right here. And then I put my legs. I always do my legs. You have to balance your legs, especially if they're standing up. So I'll do the one and I'll figure out, okay, this is as long as I want this one. And then this is the hard part. It's just like, what am I going to do with this one? Is this guy running? Is he bending over to pick something up? So, but as I say, most times, as if I don't know what I'm doing, if I'm just drawing, and one day I might be just bored and I'm sitting at my desk and I say, just pick up a pencil and just draw, I'll let the position tell me what's going to happen. Like by doing this leg here, I'll do this leg up just because, and maybe I'll do this leg here like that. And I'm not worried about proportions or anything. I'm just trying to basically get loose because this is not something I want to keep or frame or show anybody. So this could be my gesture drawing. So I'll say, okay, I'll put the head here. Before I even mess with the neck, I know the neck is going to go in here somewhere, but I'll say, is he looking back? Is he looking down? Is he looking up? It usually determines, the position determines everything else. So I'll just put the head here. And of course, you know, the arms, just like I told you, where is it at? Yeah, the arms are connected to this. So that makes it a little easier. So if I have this and I have one arm up, one arm down, the delt is going to be here and it's going to be here. And of course, that arm is going to be connected to that ball. Or this is going to be connected to the ball. That's what I was trying to say. And the arm is there. So this is here. This is connected to the ball. Same one over here, connected to the ball. So I can have my hand on my arm, one arm going back this way. One arm could be going back this way, like he's going back. And then bend this one here, the cone. Check out the arm and leg videos. I will leave that at the end of the video so you can check it out. So we have this, and I can have the other cone going like this way. Round that off and put my hand here, however I want to put my hand. Chop that off and put my hand here, however I want to put my hand. And then that's how I approach my, what am I saying? My sketching. Sketching? Yeah. Gesture drawing. So again, and if I want to do somebody going back, I'll do like this. Sometimes I'll draw the square body. I'll just do the whole thing square and then add my stuff in it. But I don't really like doing too much square, too square, because it becomes more flat than round. So I'll do that. It's like this. And then here. And this arm would go back too, and this would be the fist, and the head could be going back. This is the chin, and this is the head. And because this is, I want this round, I will do this. This is his crotch right here. I'll give some shape to that crotch, as in it's not flat. Bring it up and out, and that will give me some room for the legs. But once you get the legs in there, it will kind of round itself out again anyway. So I'll do this with the legs, and then I'll go here, and then maybe I'll go here, a little foreshortening. And these are the ways that I approach. And then if I want to keep that, if I'm doing, you know, if I want to keep it, then I'll add my guidelines, which is this. This is the beetle, because the first time I drew it, it reminded me of a beetle. This is going to be your torso. Round, you know, you have this. If you look at this skeleton cage, you have this, which I call the mountain or the tunnel. I haven't really figured out which one I want to really call it yet, but it's like that halfway point. So your chest is going to come down halfway from this whole circle. This is going to be right up under it. You have this, your collarbone, which is, you can do a T or cross. It comes off of the shoulders it comes off of the torso. From this point where this line touches this line, it kind of curve up. And that's the start of the curve of your body. Let me get a gray one so you can see it better. Okay, gray guy. Now, at some point in the body, it's going to start turning around to the side. So I use these lines as a guideline. So my chest is coming across here, and it's curving around right here at this point. And if you draw a line around it, it hits the corner. I did a lot of measuring. I didn't have anybody to teach me to draw when I was young, but I would just look and look and look, and I would draw. And everything would always be off because I was just drawing from just seeing it until I started measuring stuff. I put, you know, a line across. So this connects to that, that connects to that. So that's how I learned to draw, by having all these connections. So again, circle here, circle here. So at this point, it curves up. And then, of course, I have this left over from that circle. And there's my V again. And that's how thick I want my neck and my chin right at this. I usually bring my chin here, touching that. And I just keep going until I get the perfect size head. And that is my guideline for drawing, for starting. So whenever I draw something, I'm always seeing this. So if I'm going to keep this, then I would do that. I would do all that. Here's my curved line. It comes up to the chest. Is the other part of the chest. It comes down here. Then I'm going to have my love handles here and here, depending on how much you would see. And then my stomach is going to be there. Going to come in, go down to the crotch here. My hip is going to be there. I'm going to learn this muscle because this is probably one of the most drawn muscles I use for the legs. But when you draw the legs, you have to know where that center line is going all the way down, or it'll be crooked. So yeah, I have that, my knee, this, a little piece of the calf, going like that. So that is how I approach my gesture drawings, just when I don't know what I want to draw, as in I don't know what kind of position I want to draw. I'm just playing around. Because sometimes I'll say, okay, so I want to do my delts a little better, so I'll use that, and I'll just say, okay, delt is going to be like this. The arm comes out from under it. This is that. It curves here. You know, that's too long, so I could bring it in a little bit more. My bicep should be bigger. I have that little piece of skin right there. You know, I'll play with it, and sometimes I might just ink it. And this is a good thing about your gesture drawings. Don't throw it away. Don't draw and throw it away. You can always use it for something like inking. You know, I'll say, okay, my shadow's here. But, you know, I'll throw it away anyway because I have so much paper and stuff around the room. This muscle comes this way and this muscle comes that way. And if I have shadow here, I put some shadow here. And, you know, I just can practice my, my line weight. And then you never know, you might come up with a nice position that you want to use in your comics later. So let me do one more quick gesture drawing. And as I say, a lot of times when I do gesture drawing, I have no idea what it's going to be like. So, and again, where is that camera? Where is that camera? Here. I don't know. How about a run or something? Run. So again, start out with my torso. He's running. You're going to see the top of the torso. Here's my head. Here is my collarbone here. This is the delt. This is another delt. So you're not really going to see too much of this. And I want to do a video on that, tilting the torso. But yeah, I'm working on it. You may see a little bit of the ab when you do this, but then you're gonna have to, this is gonna come here and you're gonna have to something. I'm always one sentence ahead. The twist, the center line, you're gonna go there and then it's gonna come here. So that's gonna be the top of your roof, that's what I call, why do I keep throwing that paper away? I call it something. Here it is. I call it the upside down house, because if you turn it over, it is the shape of a house. And that's one thing we draw when we're young. We always draw that house, and there's a front door and 2 windows. So I call this the upside down house. So wherever this point is, that's going to be the roof, or that's going to be where your center line is to determine where you're going to split and put your legs on both sides, leaving some room for the crotch, of course. So, okay, if he's running this way, let's put this arm back, and then I'll put this here, and I'll put the fist here. So this is going to curve around right here, and I will probably do this here. And then this leg is going to go, this leg is going to go up. And when you run, your legs are not going to be out. Your legs are actually going to come in for that balance like this. And I can either put this leg straight or I can have it this way, but I'm going to put it straight because this leg is going to come back. I'll do this one in blue. So it's going to come back behind here, and then I can have the calf, and then the foot could be like that. I know it looks weird on top of it, but no erasers. So I have this leg. Did that point just break? This leg, or did I just wear it down? And this leg comes back, the knee is going to be here. This is some of the ankle you're going to see, and this is the other foot right there. And get this foot out of here, get this out of here. So from there, then I will say to myself, okay, I need to do this or do that correctly. Here's the chest, here's this. So this needs to come around. If your arm is coming in front of you, this is your delt. I'm touching myself. Your delt is going to move forward as well. It's going to be here, and then this arm would be here, and this arm would be part of the arm, not the arm like you got 4 or 5 arms. It's like that. And as I say, you might see some of that stomach, you might not, because it's going to curve and curve around like that. So that's how I approach it. I always see the torso first. I'll see the, is it curved, is it straight, is it whatever. I'll see that line, whichever way I'm going to put that line. And then that torso either goes on the center of it or it goes on the side of it, depending on what I see as far as a position or to keep that flowing. And as I said, let me see if I can get another page that might help you guys out a little bit. This desk, my God, look, let me just pull all this stuff so you can see when I'm talking about my desk. You see all of this paper, all of this stuff that is on my desk, all of this. And then that's sitting on top of my what is that thing? What is that? The Huron, my drawing tablet. Yeah. Another video I'm working on, my Iron Man. It's just so much stuff. So yeah, here's another, this is my next Samurai Clown. I think it's book 8. You see all the rough, and showing you all that stuff. I lost my train of thought. So yeah, this is exactly how I start out. This is what I see, and I start out like that. So that's the first thing. Where is my eye line? So if I do a position, what do we got? We got 23 minutes. I'm gonna do one quick position for you guys. That would be the hard part. All right, let's do this. Let's do this. And then on the other side, I have more junk. I don't want to show you that and kill time. So let's do this. My pencil lead is down. All right. So I'm gonna go this way. This way. So now I'm going to do my torso. Okay, so, and my camera, you're looking at it, it's probably about right here. My eye line is probably about right there. So I'm going to go down, and you're doing the hip, the waist, and there's going to be the hip. So my line is going to be like this. My center line is going to be like this, and I need another red pencil, or I need to resharpen. Give me a second. My electric sharpener is clogged up, so I'm using the old school. I was just too lazy to unclog it. So I'm going to put the head down somewhere here, and of course under the neck you're going to get your collarbone, which is going to be here. And maybe about right here. So I can say that right now this is too long. So let me do my chest first. It's coming here, and the chest is going to come around. And just for you guys, I'm doing that. So this the delt is going to be like this. This chest is pulling. I did a video on the muscles. When you put your arm back, your chest. Where's the gray guy? Your chest fibers come out like from here down. So when you put that arm up, it's pulling all those fibers, and it's pulling this part of the chest up too. Check out that video. Okay, so I got that, and then I'm going to put my waist right here, and then bring that up a little bit more, and I might twist it some more. So one arm is going back. And at this point, I'm not really worried about perfection and stuff, because I'll change it up later. And this one arm is going to go back too. Did I just draw that in one of my, I don't know. And then so what we're gonna do with it, we're gonna go one leg up, leaving space for that crotch to go, and one leg is gonna go back. How back? This back. And then this leg is going to come up. So I'm going to do the circle, the back circle. And then my knee is going to be probably about right here, and I'll change that. And then the other part of the leg, which is down like this, maybe I can bring it down a little bit more, which is another circle. And then maybe see just a little bit of the shin, and then your foot is going to come like this. And then I'm going to turn this other foot in. Draw the foot, Brian, draw the foot. Draw the foot, Brian, draw the foot. You know what the foot looks like. This foot is too big, but that's okay. I'm not gonna worry too much about that. And then this is gonna go back. Since this circle, this part is turned this way and not this way, you're seeing behind it. So that hand is gonna go back. That hand is going back. And the same is going to go with this. This is the front of that cylinder, which is going to be covered by this part right here, which is covered by this part right there. And again, that hand is going to go back. However, I'm going to do that hand. Somewhere like that. So I've got my rough pretty much. Then I go back and I say, okay, now it's time to do more of the details and then cut out what's not going to be right. Like this, you should see a little bit of the hip in here, and then I can bring my leg in like that. That muscle is going to be right here. That knee is going to be down a little bit more. And then under there. So let's go with the blue and then see if I can actually make heads or tails out of this position. Once I get that head right. And I just put up the head. I don't know what order this is going to be, but the head video might come right before this one, or might be right before this one goes up. So of course I have my eye, and my nose and my mouth, because the head is looking down. Then I will have this line right here to indicate where the face turns at. Here's my nose. I don't want a lot of nose there, and the mouth is going to be here. And of course, going up. So the eyes are going to be on this line here. And the brow is there. And I want to do a video on expressions, because we always draw angry characters, especially when we're doing comics. Every time you open a comic, there's an angry expression instead of like a smile, or just, the mouth is opening a little slightly, to talk to somebody. So I'm going to do one on expressions so that we can stop just having angry, characters all the time. All right, so let's do this in blue. I should do it in ink, but I don't want to, maybe I'll ink it for the thumbnail. And I'm going to speed this part up because I don't think there's anything I want to say or should say. It's a lot I should say, but I'm just speed it up just for the sake of time. All right, so there you have it. Now, if I was doing shading in comics, I would make all of this black down here, so you wouldn't have to worry about what's connecting and what's not connecting. But I'm not shading, so my first set of abs are going to come around like this. The second set is kind of the same way, but they're going to start being tucked under. And my third set is going to be right here, and then you have your stomach, the lower abs down here. So this is how I would end up doing, this is my steps to doing. And this foot is not right. I don't know. That's why I don't want to ink it. That's one reason I didn't ink it the first time, because if you ink it right away and you don't check all your things, you'll mess up and you'll be pissed off because you didn't get something right. So yeah. All right, so this would be my almost final rough. Forgive me, I'm trying to sit on my heating pad, because you sit so long the back starts to hurt. Comes with old age, Brian. Yeah, so anyway, this would be my next to finish. If I was putting like a uniform or something on this character, then that would cover up a lot of stuff. And that's something I always say, don't worry too much about it. If you're covering a guy up, belts and straps and capes and whatever, armor, whatever, you just get the shape in there. So that would be one thing I won't worry about. I wouldn't worry about. Two is I would not try to ink this for a little while, maybe the next day. For me, it would probably be like the next day or at least a couple hours. If I'm in a rush, I would, go somewhere and sit down and eat something or watch a TikTok video, which I must say I have started a TikTok account, and I'm going to be doing a lot of quick rough drawings for you guys. Not rough drawings, but quick drawings for you guys to kind of look at. So join me there, and I guess I'll put the TikTok link at the end, below thing. So yeah, you can get some quick drawing tips and just quick drawings. What else I was going to say? Costume, you don't really need all of that. Like I said, if I was going to do comics, I would shadow all of this. So all of this would be, unseen, and some shadow here too. So basically probably from like about here to up in here would be shadowed, and light here. So somewhere in here, there, shadow, maybe in here and there, maybe under the arms, depending on the light source or how much light there would be. So as I say, you always walk away from your drawings, you come back, and then later on you can say, oh, this is not right, that's not right, and this is why I, do my comics and, come back. But in between that, I do tons of other things. And speaking of comics, as I'm doing that, my Eye of the Beholder is finally published. The problem is that I'm trying to get this up. The company that does it, get it up online so that you guys can buy it. But they sent me a thing saying, due to the worldwide paper shortage, it's hard for us, we can't put it up yet for sale because there's a ton of people before me trying to get their books up. But yeah, this bad boy is up for, kablam, for sale. And this is, I think, number 7 or number 8. I have to check. I have Trials of the Samurai Clown. And then, of course, I'm doing my videos. And then I'll get into this later. My children's book is corrected and it's up online again. So there's a lot of, grammatical mistakes. And there's something else. If you don't want to do comics, you can do children. Even if you do comics, you can still do children's book, knowing what you know. Where's my buildings, blah, 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 blah. You're doing cities and just people with clothes and all kind of things. So yeah, don't put your eggs in one basket, because if the handle of that basket breaks and your eggs fall out, you're doomed. So that's going to be it. No more rambling for me. I'm going to end this video here. Now you have seen the way I approach my sketching, which is now under all these papers. Was it sketching or whatever it was? Yeah. You see how I approach it. And then, from that, doing all this, I figure out what kind of pose I want to use or do. And then I just do it. So, okay, that's going to be it for this video. I will see you guys in the next video. Something I was going to say, but I'm still going to say it. Just got it now. My new words of wisdom. Never give up your dream. Don't ever, ever give up your dream. If you're not following your dreams, you're just following the crowds, okay? Let that sink in. Let that sink in. The crowds always go this way. People that have the dreams, they go this way. Yeah, okay? Let that sink in. All right, so that's it. No more rambling. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for all the comments that you guys leave. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And tell a friend, hit the notification bell, the whole 9 yards. See you guys later.